Alright. Is it working now? Okay, views 0. Alright. Okay, sorry for the awkward start. I haven't done this in forever, and it's the first time I've streamed on YouTube, so, used to do Twitch, like, a few years ago, but nothing very serious either. So, welcome everyone, and yeah, let's just get right into it. Now, the combination I'm going for, this was something I picked up on, on an old website, I believe rpgclassics.com. Basically, the Basilard is one of the quickest weapons in the game, but at short range. And then there's a weapon accessory known as the Ring of Ares, which, well, you'll see in a few once we get there. Just gonna skip the intro here. To be honest, I kind of always do. And then let's just go get past the introduction stuff and Richter here. Let's see here. Alright. And that's good to hear. Don't remember if the preview items actually give you a heart or not. No, they don't. Alright. Look at all these items I'm not going to be using in this run. So for this one, I'm not sure for how pure I want to actually keep it. Which is to say, I do want to use just the Basilard and the accessory, but no other weapons. I'm not sure if I want that to apply to sub-weapons, but probably, or like one-time use ones, like, there's a couple of them, but we'll find out.
Die, monster! You don't belong in this world!
It was not by my hand that I'm once again given flesh. I was called here by humans who wish to pay me tribute.
Tribute? You steal men's souls and make them your slaves.
Perhaps the same could be said of all religions.
Your words are as empty as your soul. Mankind ill needs a savior such as you.
What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets. But enough talk. How about you?
That's good to hear. Thank you. Alright. Now, it is possible just to cheese for the holy water combination here with the item crash, but let's see if I can do it without. Totally not stalling for time. Though the whip does take forever, but it's whatever. Now, like, I've played Symphony of the Night a whole bunch, but I won't claim to be an expert on it. I feel there's a lot more I can dedicate to growth for this game, which I have not done. Yeah. Just want to see if I can actually beat Jack without just spamming holy water and this ability. Or I guess it's too late now if he respawns. Well, unteleports. Oh, great. Sliver of health in the first form. And then that. Not sure if you actually get better stats early on for beating him, or if the game shows you mercy for sucking balls at this part. I'm pretty sure the game does show you mercy for sucking balls its parts, though. There we go. Got him without spamming holy water. Alright, let me refresh my water. Got the intro scroll here. It was Rector Belmont, legendary vampire hunter, who succeeded in finally ending the mess of Count Dracula, or the vampires who had been brought back from the grave by the Dark Priest Shaft. Yep, Maria does indeed, but I believe how you do in the intro fight also affects your starting stats. The amount of hearts you get might give you an extra item or something. I guess we'll have to find out. It doesn't really affect a whole lot, I'm sure, but fun little touch, I guess. Alright, just wanted to check and make sure whether or not the cursor was actually on screen, and try to avoid that. Castlevania. And so it begins. Alright, so here's what we're not going to be using. And the code is working as intended. So I'm going to have the Basilard forever in the right hand, and one ring of Ares perpetually in my second slot for accessories, until I need to swap it out briefly, but we'll get to that. Let's see. Let's just use this immediately so I don't have it. And gonna allow myself to use shields, but we'll go from there. No items just yet, but that will change. Until it doesn't. I still love that level up sound effect. So yes, water does hurt Alucard, for those who don't know. And the branching pathway you can't get to just yet, but yeah, pretty much just treating this as if people don't know, just in case. I'm explaining things. Let's see, he explains. So shields don't really protect you against melee attacks, but against projectiles, they do. Once again, just sort of handling it for anyone who doesn't know. Turkey. roughly the spot where I believe there's a double sub-weapon O-ring thing.
Ah, Alucard. What is your business here?
I've come to put an end to this.
Still befriending mortals. I'll not ask you to return to our side, but I demand you cease your attack.
I will not.
You shall regret those words. We will meet again.
Fair enough. I wasn't sure. Like, when you said falling into water not dying, I assumed it was a Castlevania 64 reference. I don't know. Just saying. Darn, missed a jump. Then again, I'm not using sub-weapons, so I really won't need what's there. But, for the sake of this, there's a max heart up there. Heart max up. So everything except my starting Game Shark items are taken. And like the food that I picked up, but it's whatever. Agreed. Agreed, Sheila. Alright, there's a save point there. A couple items I cannot use. Tube of Zoe. Normally causes items to materialize, like so. But because I'm trying to be pure about using the Basilard, I'm gonna have to turn this off, so I'm not tempted to use sub-weapons. Alright, saving progress, and let's go on to the next stage. The Alchemy Laboratory. Oh, free short sword that I can't use. Can't really dual wield them yet. Alright, forgot to demonstrate with the Ring of Ares. Normally you do have a defense stat, but with it equipped, I can't really show it off without your without some armor yet, but I screwed up. Oh well. But with this item on, it also severely decreases your defense. You can see this with this hide cuirass here, where it gives you nothing, but with it equipped, it gives you something, while the Ares ring unequipped gives you something normally. It's gonna be like that for quite a while, so gonna be a bit squishy. That said, the ring does increase your attack power by a substantial amount, so basically this is gonna be a glass cannon run. Oh. Hello there. Welcome to the stream, just getting started. Let's see here. Yep. Maybe not necessarily one shot, but it's similar enough. Like, I really can't. For boss battles, it's gonna be especially apparent. But mostly when I first played this run, I ended up biting off a little more than I could chew with the boss encounters. Well, getting to them anyway. Yeah, I kind of forced a habit that I'm still breaking items, but then I have no items to get. Well, the candles and everything. Let's see. Spill bomb. Rough luck. Alright, definitely gonna need my HP for the boss fight. It's gonna be coming up, so... I would have figured I would have had at least 80 HP by now. But maybe... I don't know. Here we go. Got a pentagram here, even bigger one, and let's see, Slagra and Gaibon. This one's Gaibon. Was Gaibon. I see Adrian. Well, this is a particular challenge run that I'm doing, so... As you can see, just deteriorate those bosses real easy. Ah, there's 80 HP. But yeah, I'm gonna be using a specific weapon combination, specific items, so can't really show off quite everything that the game has to offer. That said, I might be willing to show some items I do like, but away from enemies so I don't, like, cheat. Elevator. Let's see. Gotta have the Elton John shades. I love these items. Well, this item here. Let's see. Can't actually give me any real boost because of the Ares ring, but otherwise this would have given me more defense, I think. Yep, no points. Oh well. Whoops. I'm just gonna speed this up a bit and then go down properly. Speed up again. And this is normally where I would have gotten the Basilard, but I cheated. And now it's a shortcut. It really is a goated game. Man, like, I've played this to death. It used to be where I would play this at least once a year, every October. I still don't think I'm, like, an expert, necessarily, but I've just played it a lot. Save game. It's fair enough, like, definitely not for everyone, and it is different from the more classic games. Let's see, almost to the next area. A sub-weapon I cannot use. Yeah, I thought it was kind of neat that the axe throwers just occasionally drop their axes. That. Let's see here. Now for some fun music. At the Marble Gallery. Now, it's a shortcut that's optional, kind of dangerous early in the game. I'm going to be taking that as such, but first, let's save again, and then we'll go try it out. Ouija table. Fun little possessed table there. Let's see. Slingers. Again, the shield is useless against melee attacks, but good against projectiles like that. Kind of liking the sound design for the marionettes there. Got the creaking and the noise they make, a smart potion, and a spirit orb. Now, spirit orb shows damage on enemies. It's whatever. Alright, now this is a shortcut, and the reason it's dangerous is because you've got enemies here that only can take a lot of hits and will deal a lot of damage if they touch you, or hit you for that matter. But the Basilard, they're easier to take down. Blast stuff the neutron bomb really quick, so I don't cheat with that. And let's keep going. And these little guys will cower, like if you get too close to them. You cannot block the boomerang they throw, however. Let's watch. See? You cannot. And these ghosts will infinitely spawn. However, there is something here in this particular corridor that's also useful. And statues. Nice. At least I believe there was, if I can find it again. Oh, this guy does a shit ton of damage with his projectiles. Let me demonstrate, if I can let him attack me. Like so. Let me pot roast really quick. To be honest, yeah, Rage, there probably isn't a lot of crossover between... I really lucked out with that ice wave there. I caught it like right when it's gonna despawn. But yeah, I'm definitely more of a Metroidvania fan myself. However, I do like the classics. I just gotta play them a lot more. Like Round of Blood's pretty cool. Like, not terrible at the original, but not great either. Beating Castlevania 2 is on my to-do list for, well, my bucket list, really. I seriously respect Castlevania 3, though it's pretty challenging. But yeah, I just like the Metroidvanias a whole lot. Okay, definitely think I misremembered. There is supposed to be... well, there was an item bag somewhere. But not here. Well, a money bag, rather, not an item bag. I can words very well. Alright, let's try not to get stunlocked by the boomerang dudes here. There we go. Kind of flailing a weenie there, but it works, so it worked. Alright, let's see here. Let's see here. Grab that one, get this one, and that. This fella here, this skelly there, And rolls back. And notably, it's not possible to get back to where you were just yet without using the shortcut. But eventually. Don't want to risk getting wiped out and having to redo all that, so saving. And continuing. And cutscene.
Wait a moment. You seem human, and yet, what do you here?
I've come to destroy this castle.
Then we have the same purpose. I'll trust you for now. I'm Maria. Who are you?
Alucard.
Not the talkative type, I can see. Well, perhaps we'll meet again. If you live that long. Farewell.
Relatable. Loading, please wait. There we go. Now, part of the clock tower was indeed moving. Without the double jump, won't be able to get to that just yet. Now, classic Metroidvania, where you gotta backtrack new items and abilities. Whoops. Okay, that's just embarrassing. Come back to that very soon. And here's where I thought there was the money bag. Here's where the money bag actually is once I get there. Now, that fake one cannot take damage, but this face can. Make of that what you will. And turn this back on, cause why not? 250 gold, turn it back off. And let's continue. Helps that those manning plants, stone roses, are weak to slashing attacks, like a knife. And yes, they do indeed petrify you, as I showed off. Let's see here. Outer wall. Zircon. A pretty imitation diamond. Does nothing, but it'll do something once we get the ability to sell it. And the thing to do is to sell it, because this isn't the Saturn version. It actually gives you item effects for it, I think. I think it's just like a stat boost. In the Saturn version, if I remember correctly. So yeah, this guy's pretty dangerous, but only when you first come here. Pot roast. And take a breather. Have some drink. Water with lime juice. Secret. Jewel Knuckles and the Mirror Cuirass. And normally this is a pretty nice weapon to have early on, but we're not using it. We are using the Mirror Cuirass, however, because this will make you immune to petrification while you've got it. About that. Potentially. Like, yeah, Yalmoth may indeed be a problem, but we'll see it through once we get there. It's kind of hard to talk sometimes because the music is just really good in this game. Hey, Seagull. Ah, no fish this time. Oops. So notably, only the gold ones can petrify for the Medusa heads. However, these are actually going to be a threat for once, because I don't have any defense to speak of right now. Okay, so when I first tried this, doppelganger was kind of a pain because, well, sort of spoiled the boss of this particular area, but we'll see how this goes. Now, there's a very good reason why this boss is kind of annoying when we get there. I can't not think of the Mariah Carey meme because of it, because it's kind of great. Yeah, the reason this is difficult is because, well, I'm outranged. When you play these games long enough, you get sort of a twitch reflex to pause immediately in order to go heal. Whoops. At least you could have come with. There we go. Teabagging. There we go. Alright, let me grab the shield and let's continue. Another sword we can't use. There's a lot of them. That's a fun little progression of enemies as you go up the staircase here. Donkey Kong. A spearman. Who really outreaches here. Another one of those special axe armors. And bone muskets. Getting shot does a lot of damage. Kind of like real life. Let's see. There's a goodie there, but cannot access it at this particular time. However, this can be accessed. This is the first warp room. And you don't even have to discover the other one in order to unlock it. This takes you back to the entrance. And you can lower this wall. Alright, I'm gonna get my health back and save. Let's keep going. I believe that brings me up to 18 Basilards. It's up to you, but I'm glad I'm giving you ideas there. Like the GBA ones, as far as they go, Circle of the Moon, I kind of like that one. It's a little more, in some ways, like... kind of like the Castlevanias. I might have screwed myself here. Aria of Sorrow is definitely like Symphony of the Night. And then Harmony of Dissonance, a lot of people consider that sort of the black sheep. Like, they definitely tried to imitate Symphony of the Night a little too well with that one. Welcome back, Sheila. Elevator's on. But yeah, at the very least, kind of have like a love-hate relationship with Circle of the Moon, and Aria of Sorrow is really fun for me. And yeah, Galamoth is optional. He's the super boss, so gonna be much later on, probably in a future, most likely in a future stream. I highly doubt I'm gonna be beating the game tonight. But let's see how far we can get. Soul Wolf. Yeah, sometimes when you look at the periscope, well, there's a periscope at the very bottom of this outer wall area, and you'll either have the ferryman rowing his little rowboat, or it'll just be nothing but water, or it'll be a little fish. That I can agree with too, Sheila. Like, trust me, I'm definitely one of the people who prefers to like compliment things that I like, and yeah, there's stuff that is overhated. Harmony of Dissonance is one of those games. There's definitely fans who will defend it to death. To be honest, I haven't really played it myself, but just saying. Let's see, Bronze Cuirass. Now normally, fun little touch, given the myth of Perseus and Medusa, but normally the Bronze Cuirass and the Mirror Cuirass have the same defense, which leads me to think that the Mirror Cuirass may be polished bronze. Just a nice little touch, you know? Let me unequip that, and organize my goodies, and let's keep going. Yeah, fun thing about the headless swordsman dudes, the Dolhans, or Durons as they're called in this one because this translation. Let me isolate one from the rest of the enemies. If you're hanging out with them long enough, they'll do something that they normally don't do. That. And yes, they'll do a lot of lightning damage if they hit you like that. Now, this is one of the few areas in the game where you can get cursed, and if that happens, you cannot use weapons. I believe sub-weapons are still allowed, but I'm not using them, so you cannot, but you can't use your hands. From what I've heard, Rage or Kenshiro, yes, pretty much. Like, I haven't heard a lot of music for Harmony of Dissonance, but yeah, it wasn't really much to write home about, unfortunately. Usually these games have a really good soundtrack for each one. Now, little trick. when you're jumping with this, you do a downward stab. If you hold down. Ditaku, hey! I was wondering whether or not you'd be able to show up. That's awesome. It's good to see you. Yes, like with the thornweeds there, if you're holding down, you'll be able to hit them even though normally you cannot reach them if you're ducking. These things hit really hard, but fitting for a library. Magic tomes do normally hit pretty nastily, but now we can see on these names with the, I believe, Book of Spirits it's called, or Fairy Scroll. So, Tutaku, I haven't quite explained this run so far. Normally there's a lot of cool items in this game, but I'm limiting myself to just this dagger here, which I have Game Sharked in, and this ring here. I've equipped the ring, and you'll see I have defense. Equip the ring now, and you'll see a massive boost to defense, or attack, but my defense is negated. So it's kind of a glass run, or glass cannon run. There's a lot of cool items in this game, but unfortunately we're not going to be seeing them. Well, we're going to see me collect them and maybe show them off when it's not enemies, but I'm mainly just going to be stabbing stuff. Now, a cutscene.
It's been a long time, old one.
Oh, it's you, Master Alucard. What do you need?
I need your help.
Young Master, I cannot aid one who opposes the Master.
You won't go unrewarded.
Really? In that case, just tell me what you need.
Let's see here.
I'm interested in this.
So, only in this first game, you can only sell rings that you find.
Thank you.
Oh, gemstones specifically.
I'm interested in this.
Tactics show off strategies for bosses you've defeated.
I'm interested.
There's the enemy list, which is always fun. It shows you information about enemies. Obviously.
I'm interested in this.
We're gonna need this item.
Thank you. Thank you.
And because why not?
Thank you.
There are different spells you can do in the game, however, you don't even need to have these scrolls in order to find out how to do them. You can just do the button combinations by accident or on purpose. You can show them off immediately, and they'll permanently be added.
Farewell for now.
Now I gotta get out of here without losing all my health. Here's one such spell. And here's another, better version. If you hit an enemy that spills blood while under its effects, it will heal you by 8 hit points. And of course, we got Dad's move here. And now there's spells in the category here. There's one I'm missing, which is arguably the strongest one, but I don't know how to do that one by memory. Just kind of find it incidentally sometimes. Or I just get the scroll. Alright, with the Jewel open, we can now access an area that we haven't been to yet. Oh yes, yep, Alucard can indeed transform, but that'll take a while. We do have this one now. We have a wolf form, which is useful for running down these corridors when you come back to this area to shop. Let's see here. Alright. Almost hitting the first hour mark. Good. I'm glad this is going better than I thought it would. And let's try not to die while I go and get to the save points. Yeah. There'll be 3 transformations total in the game that Alucard can get. Mainly, the wolf is kind of the underrated one, but useful for going through hallways and stuff. It'll be something I can obtain later. Not sure I'm going to use it or not. That will be even better for just, like, running through. Pretty much better dash. Yeah. Normally, a lot of these people here on Ditaku are from a gaming forum, Retro Game Talk, and just a couple other buddies of mine. And acquaintances and stuff. And he normally goes by Blood Rager, because he's got, like, he's got Guts from Berserk for his avatar. Let's see, turning on the Cube of Zoe again, because I'm going to be greedy about it. Oh yeah, and Wolf Alucard can bite. Turn it off again. Now, as far as like this room's going, I'm trying not to use sub-weapons, so normally you can't get anything out of the candles unless you have the Cube of Zoe on. I mean, you can still drop items, but you can't get anything like sub-weapons or hearts or whatever, or money bags and candles and such, unless you turn it on. There are one-use weapons that can be found too, but not so sure if I want to use those or not. There are a couple I showed off that are like screen wipes, but maybe that's a little too easy. There's a lot of them though, like a lot of different ones that are kind of cool. Those are mostly projectiles. So the cube of, now the Jewel of Open, I can open those doors, and well, that changed something. Adrian, that's a good question. I'd put it up to maybe about 10 times. Like, I've been playing this since I was a teenager, and normally I had a habit where during Halloween time, I would be playing this game again, so I've been playing it a lot, but I wouldn't necessarily call myself an expert. Like, I know a lot about the game, but not, like, everything. Like, I'm not so sure if this is one of those games where I would speedrun it, or do but a randomizer, if it exists, I think it might by now. Probably. I'm like that with Super Mario RPG as well. Underground Caverns. The music is very good in this game. And I am very much outranged by these spirits. As you can see, shields don't really do anything against melee attacks. They do against projectiles, so sorry about explaining it all, but just kind of handling this as if people don't know how to play the game, or haven't played it before. Sweet, and I'm curious, that won't actually help. But for the sake of why not, let's put it on. Also discolored, and it's moldy, or something. Now there's a bandana. It's normally increase your defense a little bit more, but I like the Elton John shades more. Pretty much Ditaku. Like, Man, I wonder how it would work, like, if the shields did, you know, actually stop melee attacks. One of their main uses, you know? Oh yeah, there's something I need to show off. You hold down the attack button when you've got, like, a dagger or punching weapon. Alucard can use it to block attacks. Well, can use it to block projectiles. It's very niche and kind of a small shield, but it's kind of fun. Oh, that would explain it. My luck stats are actually pretty good. Like this particular run. They very well could be, Rage. They really could be an afterthought, for all I know. Actually, I wonder how late they show up in the item list in the game. That could indicate that maybe throw them in at last moment. Like if they show up later. Like I say that because initially, like I had to sort my inventory, and when I put the Basilard in the game with the Game Shark, you gotta scroll down a lot in order to pick it up, or you gotta organize your inventory in order to find it. Ring of Ares, you can't really sort accessories that way though, like you could with weapons, but let's see here. Yeah, I'm just saying, like, if the shields were a later edition, they'd probably be later in the game's item slots and whatnot for its internal databases or whatever. That's about all I know about programming and, like, how video games work on a technical aspect. I'm just saying. Oh yeah, the toadstool. Tasty. Not really. Alright, let me put that back on. Let's see here. This may be one of the few times I'm gonna have to equip something that isn't the dagger here. Because there's something special down there. Oh, I can't duck swing with this one. Whoops. There we go. Alright, back down and go. Being poisoned reduces your stats, but shouldn't be an issue. Oh yeah, water hurts. Water hurts a whole lot. Let's see here. Oops. And so do giant icicles. And I'm still poisoned. I believe the Constitution stat influences how long sass ailments like this last. There we go. Skeleloin. Yeah, it's possible to just, like, cheese this guy by standing in the corner here, but again, reach is sort of an issue. Well, I guess this girl is part of Skilla. Adrian, that's kind of great. Let's see. Oh, it is down there. Well, this is gonna be awkward. Let's eat this turkey underwater. Is this ice moonshine? Or at least I like to think it is. It looks like it's in a mason jar. Let's see, walk over here, and in this urn... Oh, I can use the pot roast, good. I haven't been mistaking it for the submerged item. Now, normally this boss fight's very cheesable. which is good because skill is great with projectile spams I showed off in my video. Kind of, a little bit. But we're not going to do that. With all these noise she makes, all this holy shit. He constantly simps for humanity. Fair points. That's a great way to put it. Yeah, with all the howling, all the sound effects, all the projectiles. Kind of a sensory overload sort of fight. Just a little bit. So I can dodge the big... Oh shit. Oh shiitake. Sorry, I'm kind of lame like that. Let's see. This could go really bad really soon. Tempted to use that shield potion if I have to do this again. I'm dead. Alright, Dad. Alright, that's the first game over. That's a very intense game over. And let's continue. Alright, so that's where I initially tried it. I was going to record it for a video, but, kind of screwed up a part, so it's kind of forfeit. Yep. That does make a lot of sense too, yes. Glad they got accurate with that. Let's see, I'd have to redo that part, but that'll be relevant later. Alright, this time I'm not going to bother with the moonshine. Let's just get back into it. And yeah, you gotta agree that she is pretty impressive. Like, a lot of stuff. The graphics in this game were really nice, like 32-bit sort of stuff. Alright, if I remember correctly, the small blobs of water can destroy those before they turn to skulls. Otherwise, if they do, then you can't do anything about it. And then avoid them. And that's that's pretty much... Yeah, that's pretty much how this goes. Like, either you pawn the enemies from how quickly you can go and kill them, or they destroy you when it comes to boss fights. And now here's my favorite cloak in the game. The Crystal Cloak. Yeah, there's a lot of great, like, pixel art games on the PS1. It's indeed semi-transparent, this cloak here. Let's see here. Alright, so defeated Ska. Let's see where to go next. Got a very straight-bladed scimitar. Now I can safely get the moonshine. That's great. Thanks, Titaku. Yeah, I love these shades. They're fun. Let's see here. Just get it open. Now, normally it's not safe to go here and there's a lot of water ahead, but again, it's a Metroidvania. I'm sure I'll figure out a way to get over there at some point. And yeah, taking noticeably less damage now I'm not poisoned from the giant icicles. Now, if all the enemies split into Castlevania Nocturne, I'm kind of quote-unquote glad that they included, Frozen Shade, because she's pretty cool. Admittedly, I have not seen it, so I am not going to comment on it. Oh yeah, and you gotta drown these guys to advance. So normally they have a sort of spear wall thing going that you cannot get past otherwise. Nice little touch. Yeah, if you're brave early on, it's possible to get a lot of goodies down the water here. Though it is rife with peril, and not just from the water hazard itself. I got faked out. Expecting him to hop. Well, shit. I don't know if I saved. Let's see. And yeah, pretty much, not only is this a hazard for boss fights, it's also a hazard for progression. Yeah, pretty much. Let's see. I may have to redo this one. Yeah, I'm doing Moonshine. I proved that I can defeat it without. So, why not? Now let's try not to die while getting there. Oh yeah, free pot roast, let me grab that. And if I manage to beat Skella, well, consider it cheating tax. This item really does make the fight easy. You know, assuming I don't get hit by her worm heads. So the way these items work in the game, if you would take damage from something, I believe reduces it to 1 from the associated elements. So the water blades, unfortunately, don't seem to count as a water attack. And it's not working. It's probably because it... My guess why it's not working, I assume because I have no defense. Yeah, instead of being defense increase. Hoo boy, this is gonna be interesting. Shit. Perhaps I shouldn't do Skella this early. She has... what? She just, like, covers a cool cloak. Or maybe... I don't know. Let me think. I'm gonna give it one more shot. Like, I like that cloak. It's primarily for aesthetics. And... yeah. Primarily for aesthetics, but I do like that crystal cloak so much. Yeah, I'm guessing that's instead some sort of defense increase for elements using the resist, whatevers. In this case, the resist ice, which would probably explain why it didn't work so well for Alucard this time around. Gotta actually use that shield to get in, at least until after I destroy the worm heads. There we go. And now I can go destroy her. There it is. Alright, this time I'm also going to save once I get back out there. Fast forwarding a little bit. The absurdly straight scimitar. The funny thing too, like there are curved swords in the game as far as icons go too, so it's just, this one's kind of silly. And then again, I want to say particularly older scimitars and other such swords were straight-bladed in like Indo-Persian cultures. They get the curve later on, I think. Unnecessary wolf transformation, and let's save. And let's continue. Throw this back on, and get my treasure. Alright, let's see here. Scoop this in, just gotta walk up against it. And then notably here, no good way to get past this. I assume so, as far as like curved swords go, like sabers, scimitars. It's not only like good for drawing, like particularly katanas are good for that, but also good for like doing draw cuts against somebody. Kind of glancing off as opposed to a straight blade or trying to run them through with a sword. That's pointy and straight, which probably some sort of shock going down the wrist with that, at least with this sword. Might be why lances and other like heavier spears were used on horseback, if I had to guess, from what I know. Kind of an armchair martial artist sort of thing. Right, like if I remember correctly, I think the curve of the sword kind of, I don't know how to describe it, but it could potentially help a little bit. Oh shit. Okay. Well, this is gonna be interesting to show off. Konami, man. Right. I think so with the motion or something. Mountain Blade. Surprisingly, I have not played that, but maybe someday. Right, you gotta equip the cloak again, and won't want to equip it again. I cannot believe I have lost these things so many times. It's a bit silly. Right. Okay. Pretty much, jeez. Actually, yeah, maybe sometimes a mistranslation for this one, I don't know. Not again. Let's see, where is that shiitake? Normally these guys are a non-issue if you actually have defense, but I do not, so they are not. You can get adventurous run. Despite toadies indeed. Alright, so there's a water current here. This item here is a scream light, but I'm going to die, so I'd rather not. I think I'll get it ready, but probably shouldn't use it just yet. There is a one-way path going that way. It's probably not a good idea to go there just yet. Let me think. What was the next area I need to go to? It would be possible to climb back up, but that's kind of a pain. Let's see. Alright, so definitely need the double jump. Now I have the drill open, I can get through here. So, yep, I'm going the right way. Like I said, I've played the game a lot, but I'm not an expert. I don't, like, remember everything. There's usually stuff I tend to forget. Water bad. Let's see. And the top of the water's frozen, until it's not when you step on it. It's a really nice touch, I think. Shit. I got distracted. Whew. Alright. You know, I might actually try to climb back. I don't know. Let's see. Konami Man again. How long would it take to get there? I'm gonna give it one more shot. If I screw this up again, I'm probably just gonna take the easier way. Just climb back. Up the, up this way. Or up that way, depending on where it is. Thank goodness for fast forwarding. It also might behoove me to just try to run away from them. Ouch. Either that or this damage boost. Either way, it's probably better not to engage these little pests. Like, that's a good question. Normally I would say yes because it's another way to attack without the Basilard. However, I am tempted to potentially break that rule at some point. Like I was gonna do with some of the one-use weapons. Like, I don't want this to be, like, too boring using only the Basilard. Agreed. Anyway, so potentially I might do magic, but I'm not sure. I don't know if there's a way I can do a poll or not. Let's see, engage with your audience, plus start a poll. Yep, there is. So, oh yeah, the ferryman. Yeah.
I'll take you to a
So yeah, while we're enjoying the boat ride, I'll start a poll. Here we go. Merman statue. Alright, so far we've got 100% on the poll. But let's keep going. Oh, okay, there's 3 votes, and let me check how many people are on right now. 5 viewers. Oh, let me put the game back into the forefront, or the foreground. Just gonna wait a couple more moments, and collect the shiitake, and go from there. Let's see. And here's the shortcut for Maria. Alright, seems pretty unanimous. No one else is voting, so... Yep, I will allow myself to use spells. Now magic does regenerate, and it's an item to be able to reuse it quicker to get your MP back, but... So I can't rely on that 100%. If I can think to use it though, I will be using magic for more annoying parts. For instance, this one. Which also has its limitation where you gotta like line it up properly. For instance. Yep, because his enemies are bleeding, Alucard is able to dip into his vampire powers, even as it's on pure, and be able to heal with that. Alright, so this is pretty much the point of the game where you gotta like backtrack all the way back to the alchemy laboratory. Oh shit, Devin, good to see you too. Like, I wasn't sure if you'd be able to make it or not due to work. So, yep, doing a challenge run with Castlevania where... Well, Symphony of the Night, where I've got this dagger, which is quick and close ranged, and this ring, which lowers your defenses while you have it. The end result is it's kind of a glass run fight, well, glass cannon run, where I got shit kicked out of me by a bunch of frogs and by Skella, but where it's a fun challenge, I think. Currently, I just gotta backtrack in order to get to a new area. And once we hit another half hour, I might call a break. Not sure how long I'm gonna do this, maybe like 3-4 hours. We'll see how it goes. Oh yeah, also forgot, with the recent poll, I'm not sure if you can see it because you just got here, but I am allowing myself to use spells. Though they do have their limitations, such as MP and whatnot. I don't want to rely on them too much because I want to be kind of pure, but if the park's getting annoying, I'll allow myself to use them. Let's see here. Oh, speaking of limitations and modifying them a little bit, actually, I wonder if I can hit it with this. Nope. there's a second breakable area here, in this case the floor. Good for extra health. Let's see. Going up. I would be fast forwarding this if I knew how to. Well, I mean, I already have like a key on the keyboard to do it, but doing it without, you know, running into everything, trying to jump. Let's see. Alright, almost to the new area. Just gotta get past the spill bones here. Should probably save. Well, maybe not necessarily. We'll find out why. Whoops. Of note, not using save states either. Now normally, without the Jewel of Open, cannot get past, as you would when you normally come here, but for the low price of 500 gold, I'm able to get past it. Another cutscene.
So, we meet again, Alucard.
It seems so.
As friendly as ever, I see. It's strange. This castle is different than I remember it.
This castle is a creature of chaos. It may take many incarnations.
So I can't trust my memories, huh? Oh well, I'll do my best. Good luck.
Sorry about that, I'm back. Yep, minor incident with the glass water I've got, but... And also refilled it. But yeah, there's a save point right here. This might have been a good move by the devs because there's another point where I may or may not get, like, pwned a bunch of times. Making myself screwed over. Dying and all. But before that, Aquamarine. Now there's a little bit of conveyance here. Note how this Bone Pillar's head bops down the stairs. It's a nice touch, isn't it? Oh, no problem, Adrian. Glad you were able to catch it. Hope you had fun. Take care. Now, it is possible to destroy the thing that's hanging up there first. Like on top of the Bone Pillar. Now there's a spike ball. It's possible to damage it, but it's very hard to get past this flame here. And if you miss, it becomes invincible. If I can hit it without getting hit. But yeah, it does a lot of damage if it touches you, and probably would have wrecked my shit if I didn't evade it. Let's see. Well, I'm here. And these guys are also rough due to lack of range. They're pretty cool. It's got its own poltergeist phenomenon, so I thought I'd call upon my own. Let's see. Sorry, but the goggles do nothing. Well, okay, increase intelligence, but that's mostly for spells and sub-weapons, which I'm not using sub-weapons and barely using spells, so they may as well do nothing. Elton John shades. I quite like them. I believe this is a warp point. But let me find out for sure. It is not. But it's a nice shield in one of my favorite areas in the game. Which I can't quite get into yet. Alright. And let's continue to the chapel. Confessional. Wow, both of them are mean. How did she hide the whole damn spear? Well, other than being a ghost, I guess. If I remember correctly, if you get the ones that won't attack you, you might get an item for it, but I'm not sure how to actually get to work, so I'm not going to bother. I believe it's just like a healing item, not a very good one. Quote-unquote grape juice, if I remember correctly. Okay, speaking of health, might want to be careful here. Shield cannot block the Skelrang's big boomerangs, unfortunately, so gotta be careful. Alright, let's try not to get killed by crows. Kind of like the shiitakes for that. Like, a lot of them show up in the game, and it's a small amount of healing, so it's kind of nice. Kind of snacky. Let's see. Darn it. Good thing I've still got them equipped. Weirdly enough, a sword is vulnerable to a sword. Yeah, let's not go through that yet. Alrighty, let's get going. Let's see, haven't played this one ever. I have a bunch of that's where those ones come from. Go to Castlevania. Yeah, it's fair. Like, Castlevania's kind of got like a habit of, well, Konami specifically has a habit of reusing a lot of Castlevania stuff, but still really impressed with like the Ode to Castlevania DLC. Ah, silver plate. Let's see. Still does not provide anything due to the defense drop. But it's shiny, I guess. Ham and eggs. Nice. Alright. Should be coming up on another boss pretty soon. Arguably one of the easiest ones in the game. Hoping not to get my ass kicked after saying that, but I mean, it does make sense too, like, and like, Konami definitely could have phoned it in, but, you know, for a game that's very much inspired by Castlevania in a lot of ways, while still doing its own thing, it's kind of awesome that they went all the way with the Ode. I should play Vampire Survivors again at some point. Haven't played it in a bit. It's fun. And yeah, it's pretty much the Hippogriff fight.
Impressive. You're very strong.
What is it you want? You didn't come here to tell me that.
You're right. Do you know the name Richter Belmont?
Of the Belmont clan? Of course, but...
He disappeared about a year ago, and I'm sure he's here. If you see him, please let me know.
As you wish, my lady.
Thank you. So, you do know how to be a gentleman.
Oh, sorry about that. Can you hear me? I think I forgot to turn my mic back on. Or I thought I did, but it didn't, like... Using the physical part of the, mic in order to do that. Let's see. But, yeah, like, a lot of swords in the game look very similar, was what I was trying to say. Yeah, I just kind of took a moment to show off weapons in that corridor there. Alrighty, Devin, thanks for catching that. I wouldn't have known otherwise. Force of Habit kicking in with the candlesticks there. See, Castle Keep. And normally if you have the right methods to do so, you can get the bad ending by doing a certain boss fight here. But we're not going to do that. There's a cursed sword that I cannot use. Let's see. One of the more annoying enemies in the game, and of course it has to do with the flea man. Oh shit. Alright, let's see. Pot roast? Maybe not pot roast. Ham and eggs? But oh, deliciously so. Let's see here. I heard flapping on the mic. Well, the headset. Alright, let's get brave here. So we gotta get that item. Leapstone. And with it, you can get the turquoise. And yes, there are such things as pink turquoise. Like, they look interesting enough. It reminds me of freaking, like, when the palette swaps in Pokemon, like, shiny one or something. But still, it's interesting enough. Some more hot menu action, and... now we have the double jump, we can actually access some more areas. You know, progression in a Metroidvania. We also get a drop kick that we can do if we press down and attack, or down and jump. Those damn frogs, they've been a bane of this run so far. Of course they go after my audio. Let's see. Alright, we're getting close to the 2-hour mark. I might call a break there, and it's getting close to dinner time, so I might whip myself up something really quick. Probably gonna throw on some music. Let's see. So where to next? Let me check. See, double jump shouldn't get me there. However, there's parts of the library we haven't done yet. I believe that's the next step of where we need to go. So back to the warp point. And let's head back to the library. I'm trying to get shot. Let's see that. Oops. Yeah, whatever. Avoid Donkey Kong. We are going the right way. Good to know. Dogs cannot enter doors. Apparently, Alucard is not smart enough to do so. Darn it. Alright, let's see. Agility test here. Wolf is kind of great for backtracking until he isn't. A coin. And now we can double jump over here. Darn it. Alright, let's go over to the shop really quick. Yeah.
What can I do for you?
I'm interested in this.
Thank you.
Let's
I'm
see her.
interested in this.
Thank you.
Yeah, probably just gonna go with potions.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm interested in.
Yeah, let's go for broke, literally.
Well, for now.
May as well demonstrate one of the potions really quick. Oh yeah, you can organize which show up where. It takes a moment to activate, and they aren't particularly great, but potions are a thing in the game. Alrighty, so with the ability to double jump, you should be able to get to a different part of the library. And I guess I kind of wasted a potion there, but oh well. And we're very close to an item that I would have done this one with had I been able to find a good Game Shark code in order to do it. Because for whatever reason, I couldn't find one. Like, the one I tried didn't really work either. Yeah, free armors, or whatever they're called, are pretty nasty. Yep, flea armors. Alright, so, the more decrepit archives of the library. Well, I got some secret goodies here somewhere. I might be doing this out of order, when I think of it. It might be something I can't access yet. A cozy study. A JoJo reference. And a secret bookshelf. The ceiling. The circlet. And my favorite weapon in the game, the Holy Rod. Like, this thing is pretty cool. At least I think it is. But alack, we cannot use it, because this is not a Holy Rod run. Yeah, it does pretty decent damage, and while not every enemy and their grandma is weak to holy damage in Symphony of the Night, a good number of them are. So it's got some staying power. Let's see, I might need my potions in a moment. Guess probably Spice Fight. No, but it's the only, I believe it's the only time in the game where you can run to Mudmen. So, if you want them for your bestiary, you're gonna have to wait for him to summon them. There we go. Mini boss defeated. Now let's check out what's down here. Like, backgrounds are some of the things I sometimes ignore in Symphony of the Night and other Castlevania games. They are so cool. A bamboo sword, an onyx, a corn dog, and cannot go through just yet, so I did indeed do this out of order. How about that? Luckily, I know where to go next. Oh, wait, the uppercut? Actually, I think it was like shooting some sort of plasma bolts with those. No, I think he does more of an upward throw with... Like, you mean the Lesser Demon stuff, right? So, I can see that from just using these photon torpedo sound effects. Might be more of a stock one, if I had to guess. It's a cool one, don't get me wrong, but... Either way, I do believe I know where to go next. Remember correctly. Very thorny weed. Actually, clear. Darn it. Oh, sweet, a rapier I can't use. Let's see here. May as well show it off. If I can find it. As well as this bamboo sword here. Notably, this does deal blunt damage, so if you don't have a mace or something, it can be useful. Oh yeah, if you're doing like a little Hadoken motion, some weapons have special attacks like that. Alrighty, so I think I'm gonna do the next area and then probably call it quits after that. Once I get there and once I complete it. Let's see here. So if that wasn't the right way, then I've got to go... First of all, over here, now that I can get the garnets. But second of all... Gotta make it back to the big clock. Can't remember if I showed this off or not. for like Butaku and potentially Devin. I don't know if he's played or not. But turn this back on, and yeah, there's a relic that actually is needed to get items from candles and stuff. This game is very basic in some ways. I don't know if that's the right way to describe it. Very much experimenting. So it's like, because the first time they did it, it was Castlevania 2 for this sort of format. Even so, I wouldn't quite say Symphony of the Night and Castlevania 2 are necessarily the same sort of feel. They're both Metroidvanias, everything, but you get it. But yeah, let's see here. I do believe there's an area that I could access with a little bit of finagling using the double jump, but we're not doing that just yet. Barley tea. Censored beer. Let's see here. Yeah, there's a couple of items that also are censored alcohol in this game. Many. Alright, so normally, yep, depending on like what time it is, this will either be open or closed, and it's closing. And I gotta wait. Fast forwarding. And now it's open again. I believe it's an every minute sort of thing in game. Now, assuming this is the correct area, it's not the correct area. We're gonna keep going a little bit longer. Fire boomerang, nice. It's looks kind of cool. Castlevania 2 is a special case. I laud for attempt to something new. Also has some of the lulls in game dialogue I've seen. Fair enough, yeah. Like, it's definitely on my to-do list to play someday. I too respect it for what it's done, but, like, you know. Oh, a blocking knife, even. Let's see, I believe if we destroy all the sword's weapons, then it just kind of fucks off. It's kind of fun like that. Let's see, walking through here, and this is where I wanted to get to. Coliseum. My favorite stages in the game. After I clear this, probably gonna call it quits, but I gotta clear it first. Mystic Pass. That's been a common problem. Well, not common, but shown up a couple times. Oh shit, my health. Run away, potion. There we go. Let's see here. A lot of different corridors and areas here. This does lead to the boss over here, but I'm not doing that yet. There's much more to show off. Yeah, indeed, it was kind of a close call. Let's see, the nearest safe point should be right there, I think. There it is. Alright, let's keep going. Oh yeah, the Armor Lord from earlier. Kind of not so bad now. Oh yeah, these fuckers. I hate Valhalla Knights. They are the bane of my existence in this game. Whenever they show up. I might cheese out with some magic in a few. Yeah, he mourns his owl if you kill the owl first. Drunken Master. Green tea. Sake. Oh, I'm out of potions. Good to know. Let's see here. Yeah, that was kind of dickish. I like the plate lore from earlier. I might die. I might die. Oh shit. Save me, turkey. Alright, so got a little bit pompous there, but I survived. I want to say that the owl also feels sad if you defeat the knight first, but usually you're just one-shotting the owls. Right. Bone muskets there, and I'm died. A lot of bone muskets, in fact. They do guard one of the cheapest arms in the game if you know how to use it, if I remember correctly. But it's yet another weapon that I cannot use for this particular run. Let me see what the dodge count is again. Like, next time I pick this up, I'm probably going to integrate an actual little counter for it. Alright, so let's do that. Maybe not this area again. Let's see here. Where to? Screw out. Ouch. Yeah, that tracks. I deserve that. Alright, let's go get the quote-unquote green tea again. I almost died. Let's see, potion. Oh, maybe not almost, but... Alright, so I'm definitely gonna have to get past Valhalla Knights, I believe. Let's cheese this with the magic, if I can. Do it right. Shit, they're doing a lot of damage. Let's see, what food items do I have again? I have a turkey somewhere. Frankfurter. Goes good with some beer. And sake, because why not? Alright, let's try this again. Let's test how to do it again. I believe you have iframes if you can pull it off correctly, so... Shit. There might be another way to get past there. I'd have to double check. Let's see. Detective Spirit might also be useful for that if I decide I want to go past that way. How about you? How about you too? Alright, let's see. Let me check the map really quick. Well, let me get rid of him and then check the map. Alright, so I haven't gone this way yet. I believe it connects to where the boss area is. Can go right there. Oops. Alright, yep, so there's boss fights. Purposely avoiding that. This game has great music, doesn't it? Alright, I'm almost to that one point. Potentially I might be able to go down and progress that way while avoiding the motherfucking Valhalla Knights. I like that they have the different weapons on the shelf here. Even a potion. Oh, there's... I don't have a lot of health left. Let's see, where is... food? Alright. And the blood cloak. It's actually one of the most cheap items in the game because every time you get hit while you've got it on, you get hearts equal to the amount of damage you've taken. Like so. It's really easy to get hearts. It's got nerfed in, I believe... Where does it reappear? In... What game? Lament of Innocence. It definitely got nerfed there. But it still sort of works the same way. Take damage, get hearts. Oh shit. Alright, let's see. Should be a save point here somewhere. I believe up in this corner. There we are. I think I've seen most of what this area has to offer. Let's go do the boss fight. Elevator, though it's locked. Son of a bitch. Not. Okay, so those two spots connect. Good to know. Shit. Yeah, that seems about right. Be able to dodge at that time, though. Alright, back to the areas with the not Grave Masters, Blade Masters, if I remember correctly. Skeleton Blazes? One of them. Dueling scimitars, or dueling katanas in first grip. Super cool. Did I say scimitars again? Katanas. Sometimes I do that. Alright. Let me get a potion ready. I suppose this is a dark enough area to show off the throwing weapons here. Now it's the block and knife. And here's the fire boomerang. They're kind of cool. Alright. Library card. A little bit of a hint once you get the item after you beat this boss.
Who are you? Open Hell's Gate. Come forth, my servants. The scent of your blood. You're a Belmont. Crush this flea who invades my castle.
Tag team of the werewolf and the minotaur. Now let's try not to make a liar of myself and defeat one of them super quick before the other one can really benefit from the tag team. I said before they can benefit. Turkey. There we go. That's a big ol' axe. I'm gonna actually die. Let's see. Potion. Shit. Where did I last save? Alright, want to take them down first and get the treasure, and then that'll probably be a wrap for Tay. Thank you. I appreciate it. And we're almost there again. Alright, let me find the potions again. Alright, yeah, it should do for now. Probably use this one first and then go for the turkey if I need it. Oh, I could have just done what? There we go. Oh yeah, falling attack. Whoops. Try not to use that going forward. Or like sort of dive kick. There we go. Does about the same damage as the Basilard.
I'm certain that was a Belmont. So he says he's the lord of this castle.
And there it is. Get the life max up, and let's go get the treasure. Form of mist. And now you can pass. And now the elevator isn't locked, for all that's worth. Alright. Just gonna get to a save point, and then go from there. And then that'll be it. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you guys had fun with this. Alright, let me once again demonstrate the items I've got. Re-equip my equipment. And save, and quit for now. Once it's unsafe, no problem. Thanks for showing up and watching. Alright, not sure when I want to do this next. Maybe next week or something around the same time, but no promises. I'll keep you guys in the loop, and we'll see what happens. Till then, later everyone. Good night.